Hello, thank you for tuning into the Maine Menu. I am your host, Michelle Wakeham. Happy holidays to everyone out there. The holidays are among us. Today, joining me is Lisa Demule. She is a familiar face to many of you. She has her own show here on public access called Get Fit with Lisa. And she is here to talk to us about how to stay on track during the holiday seasons with all the wonderful holiday foods, holiday beverages. I know it's hard for a lot of us to stay on track, and we tend to put on a little extra pounds around this time of year. So she's going to talk to us and share some of her tips on how to stay healthy and on track. But before we get to that, I'd like to welcome Lisa to the show. Lisa.
Hi, thank you.
Thank you for joining me.
Definitely.
And before we get into all those wonderful tips that you're going to share with us today, I'd like to find out what you've been up to, what's been going on with you, because we haven't seen you around in a while, but we're happy to have you back.
Thank you.
Look forward to having you back soon.
I'm so excited. I can't wait to be back in a couple weeks. So many exciting things have been going on. Number one, as you know, I got married.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Huge, huge thing in my life. With myself and my business, and I've acquired full sponsorship. So I am fully sponsored by Envy Supplements. I am sponsored by Cardillo Weight Belts. I am sponsored by Tainted Industry Clothing Line.
Wow.
Jessica Candidge Makeup Artistry. She's right out of Portland. She's amazing. I am sponsored by Local Acapulco. They're doing all of my tanning, not only for myself, but I have a team of Get Fit 2 girls that are competing around the country coming up within the next 4 months. So all of those girls are going to be taken care of by all these wonderful people.
Excellent.
So we're in the process of just really getting ready, picking out the bikinis, the theme wear, the practicing, the posing. So business has been great.
Awesome.
Busy, loving every second of it. But as you mentioned, we are definitely getting ready for the holiday season, and people are struggling.
Yes, they are. And then it's hard to say no to all those wonderful things that are out there. So being that the holidays are here, it's time for holiday gatherings, holiday parties, company parties, and of course, what revolves around those parties is the food and the cocktails. Do you suggest people going into the holidays with some kind of game plan?
Absolutely.
What do you recommend?
Definitely, if people would be able to go into, say if they know they have something coming up, they know that they have a party coming up, they know they have something, pick a treat that you really, really love. Have that treat. The best thing to do is to go into a party already making sure that you've had something to eat.
Okay.
Doesn't have to be a big meal, but you have to go in with something so your stomach's not empty, because then of course what's going to happen, you're going to be at the buffet table and you're just going to grab everything in the world and everything's going to be great and yummy, and then come January you're going to feel miserable. So I always try to advise my clients, when you go into these parties or gatherings, you have to remember that it's not just Christmas. It's year-round. There's always something going on. So you have to create a lifestyle for yourself where you're able to go in and say, you know what, I'm going to have a treat, and then I'm going to back off. Don't stand by the buffet table.
So grab something and move away.
And move away and fill up your plate and have, a drink. It doesn't have to be just because every party comes up that you're having tons of drinks. Try to keep your water. A lot of people feel uncomfortable not having a drink in their hand. They feel like people are going to question them as to why are you not drinking, what's going on. So I tell people, have club soda with lime or lemon. Then nobody knows that you're not drinking. They're not judging you. They're not like, oh, you're on a diet in the holidays and that's just being silly. Go to the buffet table, pick up your snack, walk away. Engage yourself in conversations with people. Go there. You're really going there to be with people.
Socialize.
To socialize and have fun and exchange gifts and spend time and be with your loved ones. Not just to go there and eat and go crazy.
Gorge.
And bring your own.
It's a good idea.
Bring your own dessert. Bring your own snack. Something that you love, but make it in a healthier version. And there's so many recipes online, and there's so many different places that you can look. You can create your own thing, and you can bring it, and it's also like a gift to the hostess. And then you have your treat, but you know that it's prepared for you. It's low calorie, it's low sugar. It could be gluten-free if you have problems with that. And then you can go to that. Office parties. I try to tell people, remember, an office party never leaves the memory. An office party can be a bad thing. You don't want to be that person at
No.
an office party. You want to go in, you want to be, professional, have fun, and get out.
That's right. You don't want to be that person that ends up on someone's video phone and it's on YouTube the
Exactly,
next day.
because everybody does that. Everyone's like, oh, look at this person. I'm just going to videotape this. And get a workout in before. Even if it's something as simple as 15 minutes, a quick circuit. Everyone says that, I don't have time. Everybody has 15 minutes to just do a quick circuit where you're hitting all of your muscle groups. And then I find that if people go in and they've done a workout and they're looking really good, everyone's like, wow, you look great. The last thing you want to do is binge at the buffet table or binge at the dessert table because you want to feel confident. And then get a great, cute little outfit that shows off like your shoulders or your legs, whatever your best part is, and go in there and let people look at you and be like, wow, you look fabulous. So all of your hard work over 11 months has not gone down the tubes, and then everyone's calling in January and they're frantic because most people will average, the old average was 5 to 7 pounds.
During the holidays.
During the holidays. The new average is 10 to 12.
Oh, so it's going up.
It's going up. As with a lot of things, the rates are going up now because serving sizes are getting bigger.
That's right.
People are going, there's more gatherings, there's more people staying at home. People aren't really realizing that having a glass of wine is a champagne flute. Most people have a glass of wine that's actually 3 or 4 glasses of wine.
Huge glasses.
Huge.
Now.
They're beautiful and it's decorative and it's festive and everyone's like, oh, look at this, I want to have this. Well, that's great. You just had 600 calories.
Exactly. It's like 3 glasses of wine in one instead of one.
Exactly. And then your workout the next day is ruined. So you're not technically just losing the night at the party, you're losing the next day.
Okay.
And then you also, oh great, now I have a Christmas party coming up. And the season's very short this year. So everything's very crammed in. So a lot of parties are happening over a very short period of time. Where we had like 4 weeks before, now we have like 3.5 weeks. I mean, Christmas is almost here. It's crazy. And then it's New Year's, then it's the New Year's resolutions. So I just say start now. Don't wait until January. Go in and you're going to feel so much better about yourself and you're going to be prepared. And anything can be made into a lighter, healthier version.
So there's alternatives.
Absolutely. Tons of alternatives. Tons of ways that you can bake. Tons of ways that you can make things. Like we're going to make a fun little eggnog afterwards that has, instead of 400 to 500 calories, has 160 calories.
So there are tricks. There are
just certain little tricks. It's just putting in some time. Googling holiday tricks is actually just Google holiday tricks, and you'll learn some fun little ways. I mean, people can give me a call. They can ask me different ways about it. All of the girls that I have that I'm working with online, I put in, a fun meal for them. Okay, on Thursdays and Sundays, you have your fun meal. So you're not going all week and then binging and going crazy on like Saturday. And then you feel yucky Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. So it's just a matter of learning to create a lifestyle and not look at it as a diet.
I agree. And people, I think you hit a good one when you said, have something to eat before you go to the party. I think people think, if I don't eat all day, then if I go to this party, I'm going to allow myself to eat anything and everything because I didn't eat anything all day. And ultimately, they're setting themselves up for failure because it doesn't work that way.
It doesn't. And they're also on their metabolism shutting down. Because you need to eat every 2 to 3 hours to keep your metabolism going. So if you've shut your metabolism down all day, what's going to happen at night? You are going to go crazy. And it's going to sit in your stomach all night, and it's going to show the next day. You're going to be puffy. You're going to be bloated. You're going to feel, the sodium in your body. And then this is what happens with women. I don't like the way I look. I'm not going to go to the gym. So instead of turning that around and making it into a different type of way of thinking, say, okay, I messed up last night. I know I did. I own it. I'm going to go to the gym today. Because what happens then, if people don't go to the gym or they don't do a workout in their home, it leads into days and days and days. And then before you know it, once again, we're at January, everyone's like, I haven't worked out in 4 weeks.
And then you've gained those 10 or 12 pounds.
Right.
And it's a lot harder.
It's those 10 or 12 pounds are all pounds that come from alcohol and sugar and carbs, and those are very hard to lose. So it takes people months and months to get back into the shape that they were in when they came into for for November, excuse me.
So if people thought of that, say, look, if I'm eating, it's going to take me a lot longer and a lot more hard work to get to where I wanted to. If I just did it the right way the first time, all that would be avoided.
It would definitely be avoided.
Simple, really.
It really is. People just make things so difficult. It's so simple. It's have a plan, eat something before. You know, if you are going to be drinking alcoholic beverages, have a drink, have a water.
Oh, okay.
You know, kind of rotate your things around because, like I said, people really have a hard time having an empty hand. They feel like they need to do something with their hands. So if you have that seltzer water, you have cranberry juice and seltzer water. Everyone's thinking, oh, she's having, a little Cape Cod or something like that. I'm not going to question her because people put a lot of pressure on themselves and other people are very judgmental about people that will go into Christmas parties and aren't drinking or they aren't eating.
I don't understand that, but you're right. It's true. It's happened to me before being in a party. Why are you only drinking water? It's like,
exactly.
Why does it matter, really?
Right.
We're all here for the same thing.
Yeah, but if you were drinking 25 drinks, everyone would be like, oh, look at the town drunk, What's going on over there? It's hard.
That is hard.
It's hard.
So you recommend also trying to get in a workout.
Yes.
And a lot of people say that's hard. I don't have time for that. So what part of the day would you feel would be the best to try to squeeze in, or does it matter?
Doesn't matter.
Okay.
Whatever time people are able to do it, and I always use this example, everyone has time for Facebook.
It's so true.
Everyone has time for Instagram. And if you just shut your phone off for 15, 20 minutes and do, a great circuit, do some lunges and some squats and some push-ups and some core work, what is 15 minutes?
Right. Goes by like that.
It's gone. But people will open up their Facebook and they can spend hours on that every day.
It's true. You hear people, I get on Facebook and before I know it, an hour has gone by and they had no idea that they've been on that long.
And that's why a lot of times some of my clients will shut their Facebook down this time of year. Because they know that they're just going to get sucked into it. It's going to be a time-consuming thing. And then as we get ready for competitions, I'll tell some of them that are struggling, you need to shut that down. It's just taking up hours of your day on what? Reading somebody's
dinner plans or
or you're seeing a picture of their brownies that they just made.
Right.
Or they're, something about anything. It could be something simple. But it's just really being prepared and just realizing that you've worked hard and you really just have to take ownership over that and knowing that it's very easy to fall down that wrong path again.
Yes, it is.
And then it goes into February and it goes into depressions and it goes into a lot of different things. And a lot of people are affected right now because of the no sun and it's getting dark early and it's people get very depressed this time of year.
Seasonal blues.
Exactly, and it leads to overeating anyways. So it's just, make some new friends at the gym. Have someone you can be accountable to. Say, you know what, I have an office party tonight. I am worried. Can we get a workout in together?
That's a great, great advice.
And that person can text you back and be like, how'd it go? Because nobody wants to tell somebody, I did a horrible job and I ate 17 pieces of fudge.
Right.
And who wants to wake up the next morning and feel that? I am all for having a treat. I am all for having a good time, but within reason.
Moderation.
Absolutely.
Know your limits. Absolutely.
Yeah, definitely.
And I think it's a great idea. Find a partner. If you go to an office party, have another girlfriend. Let's watch each other. Let's keep each other on track. Have a buddy system going on to help kind of lean on if you feel like you're going to go in for that extra piece of something,
Definitely.
Talk to somebody.
Yeah. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with having somebody else hold you accountable once in a while. We all need that at certain times.
Absolutely.
We all need somebody to say, whoa, hey, what's going on there with what you're doing?
You don't need that piece of chocolate.
You don't need that. And as long as you have an agreement with somebody that it's going to be said in a proper way and not in a degrading way, I think it's a great idea.
Sure.
I mean, I have my own coach, and when I send in my check-in pictures, or, he's totally honest. And, hey, you need this, this, and this. Okay, on it, not a problem. but we have that open line of communication.
Right.
I don't think that husbands and wives should be the ones that are holding each other accountable.
I can see problems arising with that. Sure,
I
yeah.
definitely think that should not be what goes on, because the husband's be like, God, if I tell her she looks awful, this could be horrible. And then the wife is going to be like, and I know as a wife, I'm going to be like, well, do I look, how do I look? How do I look? How do I look? And they're like, I don't know what to say right now. Get somebody else outside of it.
That's a good point.
Get a friend.
Yeah. Cause trouble. That would raise some issues.
Yeah.
I can see. What do you mean?
What do you mean I don't look good?
What are you trying to say? And then if they are honest, we're like, you're lying. You're
Right.
not saying the truth. So.
And it's a no-win situation.
No, you're right. So you had mentioned that you have a group of girls
Yes.
getting ready for some
Yes.
competition, and around the holidays, I'm sure for them it's pretty difficult too. So how do you keep them on
A
track?
lot of contact. A lot of daily phone calls, texts, emails, checking pictures, upgrading their plans, checking in with them to make sure their plans are going okay. A lot of mothering.
Okay.
I do that because competing is very hard in itself. So I know that they're going through struggles, and they do it, or they'll text me themselves. I'm concerned about Thanksgiving. Great. I'm glad that you're talking to me about that. It's okay to be concerned, and it's okay to have a treat. So what do you want to have as your treat? Tell me what you want. And then you're accountable to me. That's your treat. And I don't want any of my girls starving themselves. I want them to be able to live like a whole, full life. But also they have to understand that pretty soon they're going to be on stage in a bikini.
Right.
And I think that keeps a lot of people accountable, but can also scare some people off too.
Sure.
Because they're like, I messed up over the holidays. And you know what? Realistically, we can fix it. But I don't want anyone to get to a point where I have to diet them down too much, because I won't do it. And they know that, because I'm not going to take a chance in messing up someone's metabolic rate.
Right. Because what they're doing too, they're following a specific
Yes.
lifestyle.
Yep.
It's not like for me. I mean, that's not something that I need to follow. But for
Right.
them, I mean, they're on stage. They're performing, so to speak.
Exactly.
So they need to. It's important for them.
It's
to stay on
very,
track.
very important, and I have certain standards that are set up with all my girls that they're, need to stay within a healthy range, so that when it does come down to the leaning down part, we're able to do it safely. And there's no crash diets, there's no crazy cardio, there's none of that going on. And that's all in their contracts.
Right.
And if they feel like at a certain point that they're not able to maintain that, that's great. Go to a lifestyle client. No problem. I understand competing's not for everybody. I love it. I cannot wait to do it in March. I cannot wait to get on a plane and go ahead and go.
Where's this one in March?
This one is in Ohio. Not
Okay.
the most exciting place in the world, but I'm in California 2 weeks before with my team. We're doing a big, huge fitness shoot, and then we're doing practicing and just getting ready for the competitions coming up. So March will be a busy month of travel and fun, and it's great because every time I go, I learn something new. And I take it back, and I can apply it to my own life. I can apply it to my girls. I can apply it to my clients. I can apply it to my men. And it just works out wonderfully.
Sounds great.
Love it.
Got a busy schedule
I love
coming
it,
up.
yeah.
That's a lot.
I love it.
Any other holiday tips that you can think of that we could share with
The best
people?
thing is people just need to not beat themselves up. They need to, if they do mess up, they need to own it and move on.
So don't dwell on it.
Yes. Don't spend days dwelling on it, because what's going to happen, you're going to keep reaching for other things.
That's right.
So you
Emotional
did it.
eating.
Oh, emotional eating is so huge, like year round, but especially this time, especially a lot of people that are alone will do that. But you know what? Own it. I did it. I'm going to recognize it. I'm going to go to the gym. Move on from that and let it go.
Right, absolutely.
And then hopefully the next time you don't do it again.
Learn from it, right? Learn from the mistake. Don't make it again. Because like you said, once you fall into that rut, it's so hard to try to dig yourself out of it. And like you said, it'll lead to more eating, more emotional eating, and then here comes summer, and then you're feeling even worse because you want to get into that bathing suit.
Right.
But then all year of kind of relapsing.
Going through the whole binging and the eating stuff, and then summer's not going to happen for you.
Catches up to you. So it's something that just doesn't need to happen at the beginning of the year, and it needs to just
all year round.
A lifestyle. It's not a diet. Just it's a lifestyle change.
And once people can get that under their belts, it's really just so easy. It's we all have times that we want things and we all struggle, but a lifestyle just seriously makes your days so much easier because you're not stressing and thinking about, oh my God, I've gained 5 pounds, or I've gained this, I've gained that. It just makes life a lot simpler.
Right. So educate yourself.
Yep.
Learn ingredients, what to look for.
Definitely.
Speaking of ingredients, maybe let's talk about that a
Yep.
little bit. Are there certain ingredients that you think are absolute no-no when buying foods?
I am really, really against sweeteners.
Artificial sweeteners?
Artificial. I'm really against that. I really try to get people to stay away from that. I don't like people to go with fat-free.
I've heard that before. Now, why is that?
Because what fat-free food does, there's certain chemicals that are in it that will raise your glucose level.
Okay.
And then you're going to crash and you're going to crave. So if people think, oh, I'm doing fat-free, I'm doing great, I'm doing wonderful. No, you're really not. Because if you look at a lot of fat-free products, there's more sugar, there's more carbs, there's a lot more things in it. Salt is out of control. So people are like, oh, fat-free is great, and I feel wonderful right now. Then an hour and a half later, they're like, why am I crashing? And now I'm craving all this food. Fat-free it will not satisfy you. Okay. Have the real stuff, just have the correct portion of it. And you're going to be so much happier.
So portion control is a big thing, and opt for the real thing. Yep. And I think people have the misconception with fat-free that because it's fat-free, they can eat the whole thing.
Right.
And they'll sit there with a whole bag of this or that, and because it's fat-free, it's okay.
Yep.
But it's not.
No, it's not.
And they're actually doing more harm than good.
Yes, definitely.
That's a big one. So how about protein?
Protein, what people need to do is they need to find, the best thing in the world for protein is people need to find a good nutritionist and learn what their needs are. Because some people will really overdo it on the protein. Some people will really under.
Okay.
So find out having your goals. What are your goals? What are your daily activities? Like people will think, oh, it's just I work out a half hour a day, and then a lot of nutritionists will do them a plan up based on that. Well, it's not really about that. It's like, what do you do for a job?
Okay.
How many calories are you burning in your job? What do you need to make for your baseline? So there's a lot of science that goes into it.
Okay.
And it's really worth the investment because just to find out, and people are amazed, when I send them their plans, they're like, oh my God, this is so much food. And then all of a sudden they're like, wow, I lost 5 pounds. And I'm like, because you're eating
the right things
exactly
for you. So you really, when you come up with nutrition plans for people, you really have to find out their backgrounds in order to know how much protein, how much carbs and fat and whatnot.
Yep.
Someone who works at a computer all day isn't going to necessarily need maybe the carbs or protein that someone who's digging holes all day or whatever. That's
or has a job like mine.
Right.
Picking up weights all day long. And that also goes into your water intake.
Okay.
People's, activity level, certain people need higher water intakes than other people do. So there's just so many little things that go into it. That's why I ask 9 million questions what do you do all day long? What's your stress level? What's your family life like? What do you do on the weekends? What do you do at your job? Break it down for me. So I can figure out I need to know where their base is for their calories, and then I need to know if they have to add something on top of that. Depending upon how much cardio are you doing a week? What are you doing for your lifting? So there's a lot of science that goes into it. And I mean, most people start out, they're like, I can't eat all that food. And then the next thing they're like, wow, this is great. I'm so energetic. I feel wonderful. I'm losing weight. My muscles are showing. And I've never had this happen. But people will go out and they'll buy books that are popular. And they'll follow those. And, there's never anyone that offers a standard plan or anyone, I try to tell people stay away.
It's not a one-size-fits-all deal.
It's so not. There's, out of every single one of my clients, there's not one client that has the same program.
Really?
There might be some of the same components, but everybody's different.
Right. See, that makes sense.
Medications, heights, genetics.
It's true. All important. They all play a part in it.
Definitely do.
Now, the biggest thing, fat. People think fat. It's a fear when they hear that. Whether it's in, they confuse good fats and bad fats. Do you want to help kind of differentiate what's considered a good fat and what's considered a bad fat?
Some of the best fats in the world are things like coconut oil, flaxseed oil, udo's oil, MCT oil, avocados, nuts. Those are good quality fats that add healthy calories. They are high in calories, but they add really good. They're good for your skin, they're good for your hair, they're good for your nails. They're good also for your energy too. But you have to have fat. You have got to have fat. If you do not have fat in your diet, you are not going to lose weight.
And the good fats.
Yes.
And I think people have I think they're confused as to what constitutes as a good fat.
They're really, I mean, obviously there are, cheese, not one of the best fats going around. But like, walnuts, almonds, those oils I mentioned, very inexpensive. You can cook in those. You can drizzle them on your salad. I mean, it just makes for a really easy alternative. And the coconut oil is so yummy.
It's really good.
That it's like I cook in everything in coconut oil.
Really?
Oh my God, I use it on my hair, I use it on my face, I just cook in it. It's just fabulous. And you can just take a simple tablespoon of that and you're getting your fat that you need without having to, some people say I don't have time to eat.
I've heard that, yeah.
Well, no, you do, because how long does it take to take a tablespoon?
Right.
And you're getting some calories in, you're getting an energy boost, a really good one that's not going to drop.
Right.
Your body is going to, because it's going to go through your liver and kidneys, it's going to just stay there for a little while and give you the energy that you need without causing a crash.
That's a good point. That's good advice. And back to the coconut oil, I absolutely love it. I've
Yes.
yet to try it with a spoon, but I keep a jar of it
Yep.
in my bathroom because I put it
Oh,
on my skin
yeah.
every day, and it feels great.
It's fabulous. I use it on my eyelashes. I use it
Well, I haven't
on my lips. It's just my elbows. Everything. It's just wonderful. I mean, my husband's like, "What are you doing?"
I know my husband looked at me crazy a couple of times too, because it was my go-to for my belly when
Right.
I was pregnant, and no stretch marks. Lucky for me. But I lathered it on, and I believe that was
It's
a huge
it's
reason
Wonderful.
why I didn't get them. So.
Fabulous. And they have flavored coconut oils. So if people look at they're like, "Oh, I'm bored with eating chicken." Well, there's plenty of ways that you can spice things up. Use some
Absolutely.
spices. Use some fun little oils that are really good for you and that are clean oils. Avocado oil is another one that's really, really good and makes fish fabulous.
I'll have to try that.
Oh, so easy to cook.
And
so
you
easy.
just use it like you would a regular olive oil,
Yeah.
or
Put a couple tablespoons on it because most of it's going to cook off anyways, but it soaks into it. It makes it nice and moist. It gives it a little kick for a flavor. And it's yummy.
that's great to know, because I know with oils, with me I get a little bit confused because some of them you can't heat at
Right.
high temperatures because it turns rancid.
Right.
Which oils are best for heating at high heat?
Coconut
Okay.
is fabulous. Avocado oil, I cook at high heat all the time. I don't cook it on the stove,
Okay.
but I cook it in the oven. Like I add it to my chickens, I add it to my fish, I add it to steaks, I add it to different things like that. But I don't cook that one on the stove because that one will, and it splatters a lot, and it can get a little bit of rancid. But cooking in the oven's fine. I use parchment paper a lot. And with my oils, it's so yummy and it's so moist. It's fabulous. And the house smells so good. So you don't feel like you're not eating something that's yummy or delicious, because it really is really good.
So you can still have a well-balanced, delicious, wonderful tasting food, and not have it, not have it be bad for you.
Right.
I mean, you can still indulge and
Absolutely.
still feel satisfied
Absolutely.
without having to go for the wrong items.
Exactly.
That's really great. It's good to know. Thank
Yeah,
you, Lisa. Is
definitely.
there
You're
anything
welcome.
else you'd like to add before we walk over to our table
No, I'm
over here?
great. Thank you very much.
Sure. Okay. If you'd like to follow us over to the table, Lisa's going to show us how to make a wonderful holiday beverage.
Now this is a fun little version of an eggnog. So instead of having, like I said, all those hundreds of calories going on, you take some fun coconut milk, soy. If you need to do gluten-free, they do have gluten-free versions. Just put a little bit in.
So now they've come up with so many great uses
Oh
for
my God,
coconut.
there's
They have coconut
so
water, coconut
many.
oil, coconut ice cream.
So many versions. And then soy milk. You can do almond. You can do, they have coconut. They have chocolate.
And this one is the vanilla.
Now, oh yeah, yummy. Now, this is non-alcoholic, so cinnamon. And these are fun too because then afterwards, when you're done with it, you can kind of put some on top. You can also put a cinnamon stick in it, a peppermint stick in it.
Festive.
Something that makes it a little festive. You can put in some fun little glasses that will kind of just, show people that you can just eat healthy and drink healthy, but still have fun with stuff.
Absolutely.
I'm going to put just a little bit more in.
And what is this contraption here that you're
This
using?
is my NutriBullet. This I use for all of my juicing. I make all of my protein shakes in this. You can put your vegetables in whole.
Oh.
And it makes the juice. So you don't have to cut everything up and then put it through juices and have this big, huge mess.
Yeah, you're just putting it through the top and you gotta squeeze
and like
it through.
everything would like spray out everywhere. It was crazy. It's $99. It's gonna get a little loud here for a second. And you don't have to do it for very long. And this is, they have travel covers with this, so you can just take this with you. So how quick was that to make something in the morning? Or something fun, and this is why I say put, some fun little glasses out and about and a bunch of little fun little things. And then people feel like, oh no, I'm having a great little festive drink. And
Well,
there you go, my
thank
dear.
you. I'll be the taste tester.
You could be.
Smells really good.
Doesn't it smell good?
That's delicious.
Is it? Yummy.
Really, really good.
Super easy.
Thank you so much, Lisa.
You are welcome.
I appreciate it. And we look forward to seeing
Yes, I
your show
can't
in
wait.
a couple weeks,
Can't
having you
wait.
back.
Can't wait.
And to everyone at home, thank you so much for watching. I hope you picked up some wonderful tips on how to stay in shape and stay on track and stay healthy during the holidays. And I look forward to seeing you next time on the Maine Menu. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.